Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast where we try to figure it all out with your hosts, Brandon and Collin. On this week's show, undercover Mexican restaurant. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Is it raining where you are?
Kinda, maybe a little bit. I don't really know what's happening.
Ours has been so weird the past 2 days.
It rained a lot yesterday. I think it's
okay,
thinking
okay.
about raining right now. I think I hear some sprinkling out there. I don't really know.
Oh man. Yep. That is it's been really hit and miss. Yesterday I watched as everything stayed very, very far south, but just sat there like on top of Southwest Missouri the entire day.
Yeah,
Just never moved.
A little bit.
Never went anywhere.
It wasn't bad though, because it was not like hard. It was just like a light, steady rain down here for the time. So it wasn't too bad. Not like delugey, which is good.
Yeah, good.
Right? That's not bad.
Yeah.
But I think it's thinking about it right now. I thought I could hear it a little bit outside right before we picked up, so I don't know. It was raining last night.
Ours is very much light pitter patter for sure.
Oh.
Yes. But anyway, yeah. What else is going on?
Well, I can't remember if I told you about this, so we'll start here. We have begun the summer quest of eating at restaurants that we've never eaten at before. Locally,
I love this.
Right?
This is one of my favorite traditions that you do.
Right. Well, this is the thing that we just decided to do for now. So this is that's what we've done. So I don't know if I told you about the first one that we went to like after school got out. I think I meant to, but I didn't.
Okay.
So we went to one that's like downtown. It's in this like building. I think a long time ago it used to be like a bar, and then it was an Italian restaurant, I think, for a while, and I never went to that. And now it is just a different restaurant. And it's like, it's weird. It's sort of like an undercover Mexican restaurant. Right? Because like
Undercover Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the name does not really denote that it would be a Mexican restaurant. Nothing about the sign says it would be a Mexican restaurant. And then you walk in and they're like, what kind of salsa do you want? You're like, I'm sorry, what? And it was really weird. And it's like it's almost like it doesn't really have like a real identity, because they do like they have like a breakfast menu that I saw, which is like normal breakfast, like French toast and biscuits and gravy and whatever. And then like all their lunch and dinner menus, like enchilada platter, like they also have like the hamburger stuff too, but it's a very just sort of like nondescript
That's very interesting.
like undercover Mexican restaurant is what it made me think of, right? Like the decor inside is just like brown table and chairs, right? I'm not saying that all Mexican restaurants need to be like obnoxiously colored, right, and have like stupid orange walls and think, okay, I don't agree with that. And that's too much sometimes, right? When you walk in there and you're like, oh, what is this?
Why nothing of this goes together?
Yeah. My eyes are bleeding, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, but it is just like a restaurant, and it just has like a name, and there's no nothing at all to indicate that they would serve you Mexican food.
What is your selection criteria? Do you just have the list open that you then like kind of go down, just start the line?
I think we looked at some like, I think we just looked through like the Google Map stuff, or kind of like thought about places that we haven't been before, or like driving by, and we just made like a short list of like, oh, we haven't been there, we should go there. Like sometimes when we would drive by it, we're like, oh yeah, we need to go there, we should put that on the list, right? That's kind of how this works. It's very official, right? Very official.
You know what? I love this.
So that was round one. Round two happened last night, in between rain showers.
Whoa.
Right, when we left, and it wasn't raining, and then when we left the restaurant, we're like, "Oh, it's raining! Oh, surprise, it's raining!" Here we go. We jokingly talk about how our town has like terrible parking lots all the time, and like every parking lot we go to is like, "Man, this is the worst parking lot ever." This one is actually also quite terrible. like it's not their fault. It's been this building for like ages, but it's like up. You have to go up a little thing, like a little. It's like a small hill to get into the parking lot, but the hill is held in place by like a concrete retaining wall. So the entrance to get up there is very narrow. We parked on the street.
Oh,
We're like, screw it. We don't even care.
not doing that. Oh my
And just
gosh.
walked over. But it's like a Asian restaurant with like, again, we have a bit of an identity crisis here because like it's like they have a lot of like sushi stuff, right? Which, from what I could tell from the people getting takeout orders, which was a lot on the Thursday, because we went on like a Thursday, right? So whatever. So like not just super hopping on a Thursday evening, but the majority of their takeout stuff was like sushi, which allegedly is quite good. Susan got some; it's very delicious. But they also have just like other things, right? Like they also have like yakisoba bowls and like hibachi stuff and like beef bulgogi and pho. And it's just sort of like, yes, there are. What kind of Asian restaurant is this? Yes. How about some beef curry? Sure, why not? Whatever. So it's not bad, but it was a little bit confusing trying to figure out what do you order here because it's so like there's no like theme, I guess, and that's not a bad thing, right? But it's just kind of like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff, and you can have this or this or this, right? I went with pho, obviously, as you do. It's cold and rainy, so like, duh. But it was the menu is a bit jarring. It was good though. It was nice and chill. It's all right in there, but like, just a little bit like, huh? What is going on here? What is the
Oh no. And so what? Wait, you may have said this. What did you get?
No, I ordered the beef pho.
Beef pho.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yes.
But
Okay.
it was a bit weird to like just again, it's just like a Asian restaurant. So like
Hmm.
it's like the greatest hits of Southeast Asia.
Well,
Right?
so
Like
how much of this do you think is like the community that it's in and just like to because if it went really
that's fair,
like
right? Like
like really specific and had like lots of very niche things, how much would that impact their clientele, I guess, versus the little bits of
no, I feel
everything
like that's
aspect.
why this is here because like there is definitely no other place anywhere close to here that you can get some of these things, right? But
Sure.
also you do have to play it like we are in Southwest Missouri, so you do have to hit them with stuff that people know about, right? Like you do
Yeah.
have to hit them with the like this stuff, right? Like you do have to do that to try to make sure that people will come, right? And it appears that most people come for the sushi, which from everybody I hear that's what they get, and they say it's good. So, but it was a bit odd to just be like, oh, there's beef bulgogi and Vietnamese soup, and this is Thai, and this is kind of Indian, and this is Japanese, and this is yes,
Lots of
yes,
ands in
yes,
that
yes,
sentence.
yes.
Huh. Huh. Okay.
So
Well.
whatever. But that was round two. It was yesterday. So yeah, that's what we've been doing, right? Just
Mm.
starting on that random nothing really this week. Susan was off for all work this week too, so we just had
Oh,
nothing to do. It was
nice.
great. It was great.
Yeah, that's a little bit of relaxing
Yes.
time, a little bit of ability to just
Oh, it's
woosah,
raining much harder
breathe.
now. Surprise.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
All right. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
The weather update here. There goes.
Weather. Oh, this is what we need. You know what? Live weather forecasting from a podcast that comes out a week
Yes.
later.
Yes. What about you? What have you been
Hello.
doing, Colin? How is the floor situation in your house going? How is
What haven't I been doing? Oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember. When we last spoke was
I believe we were bemoaning carpeting last time. You had
yes.
gotten
Okay.
your
So
least favorite carpet of all time installed
of
on your
all
stairs.
time, I
Yes.
still see it as I walk down. It's still on the left. On the it's as you come down the stairs. The second stair on the up on the left from the main landing. Uh, is there's a gap there that I look at every time I go down the
I can just get a
stairs.
marker
It's just
and like fill it in for you. Right.
no, because it's a physical gap. I need to get a sliver of a wedge of wood, basically, and like cram it in there and then paint it white so it looks like the molding comes out a little
Or
bit.
just get some of that
from
like
the
rubber door
dust.
stripping stuff, right? And just kind of like stick it in there,
Just-
right? Wedge it in so it's the
so
same width as everything else. Yeah, see?
well, that was
I could just color
fine.
the
And
stair
then
too, like the actual stair.
just colors. Yeah. And
I bet we could get
then
Lily to paint it.
oh, she would love it, right? She'd love it so much. She put together a 3-ring binder of blank
Yes.
paper just so that she could be doing her art things, and so that's what she's currently working on. But no, we finished with the stairs on. We spoke the day after my stair debacle. We then spent the next 2 days like venting out my house,
Yes.
because of all
Carpeting.
the like off gassing and like gross stuff that's there. Changed all my air filters. And then Friday, I got a call from my other contractor. Called me in the morning, and it was, "Hey, Collin, you home?" Uh, yeah, I'm cool. I'll be there in 10 minutes. What?
Yes, because this is how contractors normally work. They just show up randomly.
Yes, they have found 5 minutes in their day that they do not have something to do, and they will fit you in. And so he showed up, and boy, howdy! Then we got started on our kitchen floor. And Friday was the like move things out, bring in all the flooring. Well, like check the flooring that he had brought in earlier, like 2 weeks ago, that had been sitting in my basement. He was like, do a general walkthrough discussion. Then he was like, cool, we'll start tomorrow morning. And I was like, awesome.
Nice.
So Saturday, at 7:40 in the morning, a person shows up, and I'm like, okay, hey, and he's like, is the other guy here yet? And I said, no. And he's like, oh, he told me to be here at 8. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, okay, well, let me just go get started. And at 8:30,
yes,
the other guy, original contractor, showed up. And here's the story. Original contractor, let's call him Sam. Bid the job. Okay, Sam, whatever. Then he does not have any crew of his own. He is the generalist of general contractors. He just goes out, says that he can do things, and then goes finds people that can do said things.
Wait a minute. We mean speculative contracting. What is happening?
Yep. Speculative contracting.
Yo, that's messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, so I later learned from the man that I was talking to after the Sam left, the person I was talking to was basically a favor was being called in by Sam, and this guy showed up to take care of some of this work. Sam had not instructed this other guy basically anything about what needed to be done or the scope of the work, and had actually misquoted and diagnosed what some of the problems were later to find out. It was then informed of me that the contractor was more of a businessman and not really a practitioner of the arts of construction. Of contracting. And so he knows some things, but not like much. And so that's why he relies on lots of people. Well, so then we start our project, and on our floor we have a hump because what I thought all of my kitchen was an extension, was an addition to the back of the house. It turns out only half of my kitchen was an extension. So I don't know what it was before, but you can definitely tell, like, here's old hardwood floor, boom, and then like the PCP
like
board
plywood
or whatever,
stuff, like compressed
like whatever,
board,
like that starts there. And right where those met was where the hump was, because the previous people who made that extension, nigh on who knows, put it on top of the old stairs that exited the hump.
Nice.
And so as the house had settled, they were resting on a chunk of concrete that was not settling. So they had to come in. He cut a 5-foot by 8-foot hole into my floor to adjust this, like cut it down.
Yeah. You just bust out the stairs.
He busted down the stairs. He reworked some of the subflooring, some of that.
Just the top step. Whack.
Just the top. Whack away. Then he had to rebuild this back up. And this then commenced my role in the job, in this project, a role that I tried not to play, and I didn't want to play or be involved in any way, shape, or form. That I became the so what about guy?
Oh no!
as I saw things, and I tried to tell them, like, I am not saying this to be mean. I am not saying this to be like crass or like fresh. I'm not frustrated with any of this stuff. I don't know what this process is supposed to be, so I'm just going to ask a question. Is that okay? And so that was my role, because we get this all done, and the guy doing our floors, genuinely very knowledgeable, very, very, very practical guy. He actually builds houses, does renos on his own. He has his own business doing these things. Very quick working. So I'm like, okay, like I trust what you are saying. And he really blitzed for the first 2 days. But then he's like, okay, I've done Saturday and Sunday. I need to go back to my own work now. I'm sure Sam will have another crew to start.
Uh-oh.
And
I don't think he did.
Well, no, he did. He really did.
Oh dear.
The let's call him Sam 2, which is what Sam 1 contracted out to. He did probably, like, he busted out the floor, re-leveled it, rebuilt a subfloor, and framed it out. Built internal struts underneath, building more support underneath it to kind of make it less floppy. He then tore out a bunch of demoed the old floor, and then relaid most of the other floor on top of that. And then the remaining crew had to do probably 4 square feet of tile in the kitchen, do the bathroom floor, do all the trim, the back door, and our front railing. And that, so which isn't a lot of work. It's not, I don't know what I'm doing, but I can tell you it's not. That took them 4 days.
Oh my goodness.
To do what he did and I'm like, oh my gosh, if Sam 2 had not been here, this project would have gone on for weeks at this point. Like, literal weeks.
Holy.
And my job again was so what about, as I would walk around and I would see things and I'd go, so what about, or hey, this looks weird. How are you going to solve this? Again, I'm not saying this to be mean. I don't know. And I want to hear how you're going to solve it. I might not have thoughts. I'm just curious. And one of those immediately was when he removed that 5-foot by 8-foot section of floor to rebuild the subfloor, take out that top step and rebuild this internal framing and supports, he did remove portions of the old subfloor. And in doing so, made my floor less thick in order to accommodate that hump, right? He made it so from the bottom of the subfloor to the top of the new tile would be thinner than other parts of the floor so that it could fit over that hump. But this is just so hard for me because in this chunk, Brandon, was an air vent. And here's what happened. Because the air vents, they just put in the middle of the
Oh,
floor.
yes.
And I don't know why. Whatever, right? Because as is wont to do, they went, here's where they go.
Here's where we can fit it.
Yes. So I've got these heavy duty, they are iron
grates right
that go on the floor. Like it's a floor grate. It's not the little aluminum
no, it's the
crap
big one
that goes over here,
yeah.
right? Big old honking ones, okay? Now, what thing about those big old honking ones is that they're also deep.
Yes.
Like they sit far down.
Yeah, because they're very thick.
Now, I've just told you that my floor is thinner.
Yes.
And the way the AC duct worked, it was attached, was just to the 6-inch duct came up, bent, and then it had a metal skirt or flange around it. And then they just had that screwed to the bottom of the subfloor, just straight. And so that sat down in, and it meant they couldn't do that. And all of a sudden it was, hey, how are we going to replace this? And of course, Sam One, being the generalist of general contractors, said, oh, they make replacements of those all over the place. We'll find
That's not how that works. No, they don't.
And I'm like, no. No. So I started doing my own search, and I'm like, yeah, because I need something that you can walk on. Because he's like, oh, I'm sure like Menards and Lowe's have these. We'll go check them out. They make them all sorts of things. Well, they do, but they're made out of aluminum.
Yeah.
And if you step on them, they will bend or slice your foot open. And so,
which is not good in the middle of the floor, right?
Like, yeah, it turns out not very user friendly. No. And so I started doing my own Googling, and they do have places that will make these.
Oh, that's not a good sentence.
And I was like, sure, let me just like click some buttons here. And for an 8-inch by 10-inch floor grate, nothing, but just like replace what's there. For one, it was $148. And I had two, and the second one was large that would need to be replaced. And I was like, oh, so we need to figure out how to make this work. And so hey, how do we actually make this work? Can we? So then I'm troubleshooting with them. We get that figured out. And then I'm watching how they're putting in the quarter round around the edge. And I'm realizing that there's a little bit too much use of a saw to make me happy. Of like, are you trying to file down this like bit in the original molding down there? Like, why are you doing that? And here, this is what it is. Okay. Sam One's laborers didn't speak English. Okay. Whatever. That just meant though that when Sam One wasn't there, I couldn't talk to them to ask questions. So unfortunately, what I had to do was like take pictures, text Sam One, and ask questions. And then all of a sudden, their phone would magically ring, and there'd be a conversation. And then they would change what they were doing. And then this process would repeat. And so this just made me hyper anxious of like, I need to be really vigilant now and like really watch what's going on, because like I have some old crown molding that's on the floor, not crown molding that goes on the ceiling, whatever, but like the molding on there is old, and it was being like hacked into to accommodate this bend because nothing in my house is square. And so instead of taking that quarter round and like cutting it in 4 different places and then like putting it back together, the guy was just trying to make a straight run out of it to use one piece. And I was like, can I?
No me gusta.
Can you not? Yeah, no me gusta. like I don't think this is appropriate. And again, I understand the house is not square. Nothing is square or level in my home. I have 2 options. I make it level with gravity, or I make it level with the house. Like this is what my life depends on now. But I just was having to use an intermediary, and that slowed down the process. And so they got all that done. Then the back door was a debacle, but that's fine. The back door's up and it's all taken care of. And the railing is done out front and retacked up and secured. And for the first time in a week and a half, nobody is in my home. And I'm really...
there you go.
Ah,
You have
I didn't
raised
think
the proverbial drawbridge, right? Like your
I
boy
have.
Wimmick,
I
and you
have.
have
I have. I have. The moat is filled with alligators and piranha. I want no guests. I want no people. And again, everyone was great. Everyone was wonderful. Like I didn't. There was none of
yeah,
that.
but the
But I did.
process
I
is now
didn't.
over, and
The
that's the
process is
important part,
over.
right? Like it's
Yes. Yeah. And also, I had not realized the mental burden of like people in home all like
mm,
nonstop, like from like 7:30 in the morning to 5 o'clock at night. Like there's always somebody. There was always somebody in our
yeah.
home for the last week and a half. That really like gnawed at me. And it was like we didn't and like everything was out of the kitchen, so like it was in our dining room and in our family room, and so everything was like compressed in the home. There was stuff everywhere. It was hard to yeah, so I'm like, okay, that's done, it's done. And now we can breathe. And the flooring, we went with the lighter flooring. I didn't think I'd like it. It's not bad. It's
Oh,
not
okay,
bad.
there we go. It's
It's
better.
not
You like it better than the stair carpet? Okay,
yes,
okay, good.
much better. Yeah, so that's a plus. I will say that
Yeah, big plus here. Yeah.
they when they did that. Okay, so it's nice. It's a much lighter color floor. Plus, then the quarter rounds that they put in are fresh. And I was like, "Hey, what did everybody think of this?" Lillian was like, "It makes the baseboards look bad," and I was like, "Yeah, we gotta paint those now." Yeah, because those don't look nice.
That's right. You can do that. You don't need people for that. You can just paint them.
I don't.
So that's good.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. So we'll be fine. So we are moving on. We are doing stuff. So,
Hey,
anyway,
all right.
that's been my my week.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, before we dive into our thing,
Ah.
I do have a bit of a rant for you, right?
Oh.
About a thing that has always annoyed me, and then I don't know, I just heard it a bunch recently, and it makes me so grumpy that I just want to share with you, right? And talk about this because I hate this, right? This is things that I hate, like with a fiery passion, right? Collin, I'm sure you've heard this, right? I want your feelings too. Collin, do you know the definition of insanity? Good Lord, I hate this so much.
Why?
I
Okay,
can't
why?
describe to you how much I hate it, right? Like, it's very difficult for me because number one, it's very overused. And in my opinion, it's used incorrectly, right? So, the
Uh.
actual definition, of course, a severely disordered state of the mind occurring as a result of a specific disorder. That's what you should tell people. If somebody tries to hit you with a, do you know the definition of insanity? Hit them with that. That's what it really is. Shush. Is an
It's
art.
shocking. It's shocking because I've always heard that it's doing the same thing and expecting different
Yeah,
results.
first of all, incorrect. Second of all, that quote is always attributed to Albert Einstein, which is false. He never said that ever, not even once.
I love that. I love
Okay,
that.
wrong. Okay. Like sane just comes like the root word means like healthy. So insane is just not healthy, right? It's a very archaic mental health term back in the days when mental health wasn't a thing. They were like, oh, you to the asylum. Yes. Yeah. Like that's kind
Right.
of not right. Like it's
Yeah.
very,
It's also from the days of where hysteria was also
yes.
a medical
Right.
term as well.
Yes. They were like, oh, hello, woman who is upset about something. Perhaps you need some heroin. Yes, that will calm me down. this is
Yeah.
this is from this time in the medical history of the world, a bad time, not a great time, right? When words just bandied about casually, we're like, oh, madness, right? Like, notice how
Yes.
that's not a thing people suffer from anymore, conveniently, right? Because we've like, oh, wait, there's actually things happening and we have learned about the brain and we've learned about things. So we have taken this like and we've just taken it to heart, right? And I get it, guys. Okay. I also played Far Cry 3. I understand. Okay, all these like
all know.
stupid edgelord dudes on the internet who like played Far Cry and were like, "Oh, Voss is awesome." No, no, he's the bad guy, you moron.
well, when you say that, it kind of makes me not feel very nice.
Yes, but because they're like, "Hey, I played Far Cry 3. Hey, do you know the guys, guys, guys? You're an idiot. Do you know where this term actually comes from, Colin?
I do not.
Alcoholics Anonymous. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Huh.
mostly attributed to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings from the 80s, right? Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So in that context, the quote makes sense, right? Right. If you want your life to change, stop drinking so much, right? This makes sense to me, right?
Fair. Yes.
This is a hyper niche situation in which this quote was originally used, right? And then it is like it's just been latched onto by random things, right? And people just use it all the time. Okay, all the time. And then I do blame Far Cry 3 slightly for re-entering this into popular discourse like 10 plus years ago, right? And now it's just everywhere. And it really makes me angry that people attributed this to Einstein because he did not say that.
Well, he's also way smarter he's way mucho more
Yes.
smarter to say
All
something
of
like
his
that.
other quotes are like very elegant and like very
Yes.
introspective. And then you like try to put that on there, like, what's
Yes.
it doesn't
Obviously.
no, stop.
Well, this does permeate like it permeates a lot of different aspects and a lot of life
Yeah, how
because
many times have you heard this at a business brunch, Colin?
I was just
I
about to
was gonna
say,
say
so in business. In business, you have people talking business for businessy things. And yes, it is all about the like stop doing the same thing and like you need to be trying and experimenting and why are you unhappy if you haven't changed what you've been doing for the past year and this invariably will come up in a like a did you know Bob kind of thing of
yes.
a well everybody knows the definition of sanity is doing the same thing
Yeah.
expecting different
But it
results and
isn't.
it's not and it's also not insane and what I get frustrated with is the same people who bang on about that will also
Keep
then
repeating the same quote
bang
over and over again.
keep repeating the same thing. I was going to say, they discount the people who the stick to itedness, right? And the people who don't abandon things just because they don't work one time, right? You keep trying things. You try it again and again. Like you stick to your mission and what you're trying. I see that anyway. Like that's I that is equally, if not more important, to a lot of success and seeing things, breakthroughs, whatever you want to put it. And this quote just completely it minimizes, it demeans the people who are steadfast in their work and that in their life too. Right? Sometimes you just have to change your mindset around something because your circumstances aren't going to change. Sometimes you're left going, I I do have to go to the same job because that's what's paying the bills right now. I'm maybe I should not find happiness in that. I should do something. I should look for something else. Maybe that's what it needs to be. But it's not this. What I think it gets thrown out and bantied around too much too is if you aren't trying 1,000 different things, you're wrong. And I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either.
I
That's
really
dumb,
I
right? That's like
yeah
absolutely ridiculous. Like I don't.
yeah yeah, I love the to people who are um, who show up day in and day out. They do the same thing, and sometimes it doesn't work initially, but they just have to keep showing up and trying again and trying again. It takes that try again attitude and makes it seem like the foolish thing to do.
Yeah. Like, oh no, you're a hardworking person. Ah, how terrible.
Right? Yeah.
Like, no.
Yes.
These are always people that are like their dads gave them money and they started like a business, and then like they're into like the startup culture thing, right? They're like they start something and they sell it, and they start something and sell it, and they're like, no, you got to keep
Uh-huh.
doing different stuff. Like, no, you're a bum who doesn't do real things, like, and you just like
Yeah.
you're
Yep. Yep. Sometimes uh sticking with the same thing for 40 years is actually what's needed to get to where you want to go. Like it's thrown out too much as a casual observation, and it's supposed to land with a lot more import than or impact than it really warrants.
yes.
And so I too get I roll my eyes when that old thing gets trotted
I just
out
hate
yet
it
again.
so much, and so I just needed to rant about that slightly. So there you go. Okay, boom.
Oh, uh, well, you know what's not uh, the same thing that we've
That's
done.
true. Holy.
We read our first 3 chapters of Ender's Game.
That is, yeah, yeah.
I I gotta be honest. I didn't read this with the most focus for a little bit of these chapters, and I. It's written. I need to be paying more attention
Oh
whenever I
yeah.
read this.
So this, yes, I was like, what is like the prose here, if you could call it that? Not great, right? Not wonderful. Perhaps that is because we did come off of reading Dickens recently, and then so even though I do bemoan the fact that Dickens will say 75 words when he only needs two, right? This book, right? Sometimes you're just like, what? Huh? What is going? And the was something that threw me very much was like the third person omniscient narration, like then
Oh
narrating the inner thoughts of Ender all of a sudden. Like in the middle of a
yes,
sentence, he's like,
yes.
I do this. And I was like, what? It it's just not written in a way that's like it's just jarring,
It
right?
is.
Like it's kind of
Yeah.
jarring and it doesn't like the first time I saw it, I was like, what the is this right? Is that right? I had to go consult Susan. I was like, does this make sense? Like grammatically and stylistically, is this how you would do this? And she was like,
Yes.
yeah, technically it's right. Okay, there, that's all you need to know. I need you
Yeah.
to know that this man that's written this book is a teacher. Okay, there you go. That's important to know. Um,
Mm. Yeah, I am all for having economy of words and brevity, but
but
it did
Hemingway,
make
this is
this
not right. We can say
Hemingway.
that.
This is not. Yes, yeah, it did suddenly make this. There was not enough context, and I'm all for being thrust into a world and trying to know what's going on. Oh, did he write this to be disorienting and then just like whatever? No, by the fact I was 3 chapters in before I was finally like, okay, I think I know what chapter 1 was
Oh
about.
yeah, and I mean that I do. I will say I'm glad there isn't like a giant like info dump because I hate that. Right.
Well,
I
let me talk to you about chapter 3 with the discussion with the
okay,
juggler
that's fair.
over that
Yeah.
guy. Okay.
I didn't say I like chapter 3. Right. I just said that yeah, that we get it there. So like I don't mind the begin maybe like a 3-page prologue would have been useful.
But he said in his prologue that he doesn't like prologues, and so he wouldn't feel bad if you skipped his.
Yeah. Well, I didn't read the introduction because I can't be bothered.
Those are his feelings about
Yeah.
prologue.
I mean, I
Prologues
get
too.
it. Like, I generally don't like super long expositions and things like that before the story starts. That's kind of boring, right? Um, we do get a weird like plot device that's happening because every chapter starts with like some sort of conversation,
between
But yeah, we're
some
going to call
people.
these people the overseers.
Yes.
At least that's what I kind of thought of them as, right? Because they're talking about the character. They've been like observing his actions, right? And so that makes sense because in the first chapter, he has these people have some sort of monitor attached to their neck. Yes. And they're like,
Yes.
oh, we're going to take it off. And apparently, I did like the part where he was like, um, the nurse said, well, we're going to take it off. It won't hurt a bit. Ender nodded. It was a lie, of course, but it wouldn't hurt a bit. But since adults always said that it was going to hurt, he could count on the statement as an accurate prediction of the future.
And then he said, and I thought this was this maybe, I highlighted this. We're going to see if this comes back to play at all.
Yes.
Sometimes lies were more dependable than the truth.
I really feel like that is important. Just based on what we read so far, right? And so we do get this like weird situation where they basically just like yank this thing out of his neck, right? Like some sort of like matrix plug. I don't know. Apparently it hurts very much.
Yeah.
And he doesn't handle it well. And then he goes back to class question mark later on, right? So we get from this little first bit that they are monitoring children for traits, right?
Yes.
That's kind of what we get, and we get that context. That context comes in a little bit more later on, but that's what we're doing. And apparently, the earlier you lose your monitor, the bigger loser you are. Yes, because you suck. I guess you don't have traits that they want.
Well, and so and in this time we're learning that somebody named Peter will hate him, or maybe won't not, or maybe will continue. There's some confusion there about what is happening this right now. It's very It's basically it's monitoring for something, for some reason and purpose. And yes, there is this. To have it on as long as he's had is kind of rare, I guess.
Yeah.
Or it's like not expected.
Yes. And so he goes back to class. And this part was, I thought, a bit just interesting because I want to talk about like what 1985 sci-fi writers thought the distant future classroom would be like. Apparently, we're still printing things. Right. We are. But our desks is the computer screen, right? Which is interesting. So, and then you can like send things, download the things to your home computer, right? He's basically describing email here, sort of, right? Without describing email, but like again, 85, and so like. We have this kind of, I just thought this part was interesting, right? When they're talking about like how the school is functioning and how they have monitors on their desks, and he figured out how to like hack the monitor to like send messages to people in class instead of writing notes. They like hack each other's monitors.
That's great. Yeah, it's like he said it was upside down and backward at first, but Ender knew what it said long before it reached the bottom of the desk and turned right side up. Third in all caps. He smiled. He was the one who'd figured out how to send messages,
which is funny.
Yeah. Again, which is also going. Okay, what's the context for this word? Because I don't understand why. Is this good? Is this bad? Like, why is he being called third? We will.
Don't worry. Chapter 3 is coming, ladies and gentlemen. I have a lot of thoughts on chapter 3. We'll talk. But so we go here. We've got this, and he's getting picked on, right? Because he's lost his thing, and
because now. It provides some protection because he is being monitored. People could see, hear, know about what was going on.
Yes.
So he couldn't be bullied because somebody was watching, and so that provided him some protection. And now he's being basically he was called a washout. He's being picked on that now he doesn't have this because he's not good enough, and it's making him feel vulnerable.
Yes. Now, here's the other thing that's weird. All right. Um, First of all, again, we get a very strong indication that this book was written in the 80s because the word fart appears like a bazillion times. And it's very
so much
funny to me that, like,
yes.
oh, yeah, somebody wrote this and was like, oh, kids talk like this. And here we get the big bomb that I struggled with for the whole rest of the book. The Ender is 6 years old. Right.
Yes.
And you're like, I've been around 6-year-olds. This is not how they behave.
No.
Right. I understand distant future, right? We're in like this is very like a military future, right? So like there are different circumstances happening, right? We find out that we've been in like perpetual war. We're in a perpetual war with like aliens, right? That's sort of what's happening here. And the schools are like training children to be soldiers in the war against the aliens, which I'm assuming are some sort of bug-like thing because they refer to them as buggers, right? So I understand the context is different, but also this is not how 6-year-olds talk. And I find this a little bit weird that these kids are so young, right? Because like this is like a YA novel, kind of, right? So you think like, well, I expect like teenager, like the way that he's like thinking about things and talking about things, like this is how like preteens think, right? And kind of how they talk about stuff. He's 6. That's weird.
This was hard for me to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
To place the kids so young, given what they're doing.
Yeah.
And given how they're communicating, it's not believable for me. In my mind, he is 14.
Well, I mean, so like, if we think about this through a slight historical lens, okay, this is like the nerdiest sentence of all time, but like if we think back to like ancient Sparta, right? Children that were 7 years old entered the agoge for military training, right?
Sure.
So I'm imagining this is the source material for like this sort of plot idea, right?
Sure.
We're starting them young to train them like completely to be soldiers, because if this is like we find out later how long this has been going on. I can't remember exactly. We'll find it in a minute. But like this has been going on for many years, like plus 50, I'm imagining, right? I can't remember. But like, so if that's the context that we're in, right? The entirety of society is focused on military action, right? Like a Spartan, perhaps. So in Spartan society, the only real job that you have is soldier, right?
Yes.
So like I suppose I understand where the writer would come up with this idea of like, oh, we're training children from a young age to be soldiers in this perpetual forever war against bad guy bug enemies. Yes. So like,
yes,
the logic kind of tracks, but just like the way it's presented, you're like, bro, this kid's not 6. Like, what do you?
Yeah. Again, I can see that of like, oh, we're making basically a warrior society, and there are some conversations that are had later where it's things are just very frank, and again, we'll get to chapter 3, but this is that's kind of what I see is okay, they're building a people who are more disconnected.
I mean that kind of feels like
hardened.
what's happening, because like with this next interaction, like he's getting bullied by this kid and his 3 friends, right? And he just like lashes out and kicks this kid, right? And the kid falls down, and Ender is very surprised by this. He did not expect this to occur, right? He was like, oh, okay, well, neat, I guess. Like that's kind of what's happening. Like he just like his friend's like he's like holding his arm or whatever, and he just like throws his foot up and kicks this other kid in the chest, right?
And basically, what he found out was this Stilson
Yeah,
guy was all talk
yeah,
and was not at all going to follow through or ready for
yeah.
this.
So like he was very
Yeah,
surprised. Like he thought this kid was tough, right? But he
yes,
kicked him once and he fell down, right? So I don't know, maybe hit him in the solar plexus, right? Whatever. But like kid fall crumples to the floor. And
yeah,
since I'm imagining we've been in this mindset, right? His response is, well, I
yeah.
know that it's not like manly or like he or I can't remember the word Ender knew the unspoken rules of manly warfare, even
Manly
though
warfare.
he was only 6, right? This again, that's where you're like, he's 6 years old. What the heck? Anyway, it was forbidden to strike the opponent who lay helpless on the ground. Only an animal would do that. This idea of like manly, just and right warfare. This is like a very World War I attitude, also, by the way. Like the war has
Mm.
rules, right? And all these things. This
Yes,
is very
yeah.
like pre-World War I, right? Like Napoleonic era of like, we do things this way. Right. Anyway, and so his response is, I'm going to kick him as hard as I can while he's laying on the ground.
Because, as he says, he's not trying to just win this fight.
Yeah.
He's trying to win
All of
everything
them, right?
else.
He's like,
Well, because he's got the other guys standing around looking at him, and he's thinking, I got to show up
yeah.
tomorrow.
And so he says, you may have. he kicks the crap out of this kid when he's laying on the ground. And he turns to his friends and he said, you may be having some idea of ganging up on me. You could probably beat me up badly, but I just need you to remember what I do to people who try to hurt me, right? And I will get you back. Look at him. And then he just like walks off, which is
No, then he kicks Stilson in
oh
the
yeah,
face
one more
and
time.
then walks
Wham!
off.
Right? He's like, whatever you do to me, it will be worse. Wham!
Yeah.
Leaves.
Nobody followed him.
Yeah, it's true. But then we get this like cryptic sentence. Well, it remains cryptic for like 2 seconds, right? He's like, I am like Peter. Take my monitor away, and I am just like Peter. Chapter 2, conveniently titled Peter.
Peter.
Here we are introduced to Ender's family, right?
Oh boy,
We
are
learn
we?
that he has a sister and a brother, and that Ender's brother is a psychopath, right? Like
Oh, yes.
actually a psychopath, right? Like he is not okay. Like we have Peter, who is insane. We have Valentina. Well, Peter's 10. Valentina is an undisclosed age, and Ender is 6,
8.
so she's probably like 8,
I'm going to
right?
say
I would
8.
imagine,
Yes.
right? That's kind of what I was thinking. Something like that. Based on the regulatory nature of procreation, which we'll talk about in chapter 3 again.
Oh my.
Right. So we get this weird interaction where Peter, like, they comes home, they see that he doesn't have the thing, right? And Valentina is very like loving and like very kind and very like, oh, it's okay, blah blah blah. And Peter gets like mad, right? Like, oh, you see, you're not better than me, you loser, blah blah blah. Blah, blah. Peter apparently lost his monitor when he was 3 years old. So who's the actual loser? Peter, it's you.
Yes. Oh, you also we skipped over the once again omniscient conversation that is still going on getting
oh
into
yeah,
this. Like again, so weird because it's now there's like conflict between them of like will he actually do what this is, and he's still being monitored apparently.
yes,
Spoiler
yeah,
alert.
spoilers.
Uh, and and we also get he was thorough. He didn't just beat him; he beat him deep, just like Mazer rack him at the spare me. So, in the judgment of the committee, like he passes. It's like, oh, who's this? Who's this Mazer rack him? What's more information about
Well,
him?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
anyway,
we'll find out later, I guess.
These are so
But it
weird.
is, yeah. This is one of the things that like turns me off of like some sci-fi things, right? Because like the way Like you need to have like it's all like about technology and like weird far future stuff that you don't know about, but like sometimes it's like so goofy that you're just like, what is happening?
Yep.
Like I don't know. I don't know. Um so yeah, what we get Peter and they're gonna play a game. They're gonna play buggers and astronauts. Boom. And he's gonna
Oh,
make Ender be the bugger, right? And basically Peter tries to murder him. you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
um and Valentina, this part is weird, right? Because he's like, I could kill you right now and no one will believe you. They'll just be like, oh no, whatever, it's fine. And she she's like, I'll tell. And he's like, no, you won't. And she was like, yeah, I will. And they'll believe me. He's like, then I'll kill you too. And she's like, oh yeah, that's inconspicuous. Totally. Like you accidentally killed your brother. And then completely the exact same way accidentally killed your sister. Wow, everyone will totally believe that, you idiot. Plus, I have written a letter.
Plus,
I have
I
written a
have
letter.
a dead man. I have a dead man switch.
I have a dead man switch because I know that you, since you can't be soldier army guy, that you have dreams of being a politician, and I have written a secret letter in the library. Is that where it is? That was weird. That's a weird place to put secret letters, but whatever. That upon my death will be read, and it will say that Peter killed me. Right? Like,
Yeah.
so Peter actually is a psychopath. Okay, he's not okay. Um,
Well, and then like, yeah. So he does end. He does stop, and then Peter switches and starts laughing, and is like, "Man, I'm a master puppeteer. I can play you guys. You'll believe in everything that I do.
mhm.
Ah, look how gullible you are." And both Valentina and Ender, or sorry, Andrew, are going, right, yeah, yeah, that's what
Yeah,
this
we
is.
totally believe you. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, and he has this weird evil person's monologue, right? Where he's looking at Valentina and he's like, "There'll come a day where you aren't there with him, and you when you forget, and suddenly you'll remember, and you'll rush to him, and there he'll be perfectly all right. And the next time you won't worry so much, and you won't come so fast, and every time he'll be all right, and you'll think that I forgot, even though you'll remember that I said this, you'll think I forgot." I'm like, he's 10. Why is he
Yeah.
having
Why is
such
he
a
like
strong
everything's like Lex Luthor levels of like insanity, right? Like
and then he's like, and then there'll be a terrible accident, and I'll find his body and cry over it, and you'll remember this conversation, Val. Like, what? What even
it's
is
so
this
weird. It's
dialogue right
so
now?
yes.
So,
Again, if Ender was like 14 and Peter was like 18,
yeah,
okay. Okay. I mean, not okay, but like it makes more sense. This all of this coming out of the mouth of a 10-year-old is nuts. Like what why are these people so young? Like what is I don't know. Like Orson Scott Card has children. I don't know if he had them when he wrote this, but like he had been around at least a 6-year-old before. But like,
yeah,
come on, I don't know.
maybe this is what he wishes all 6-year-olds
Dang,
and 10-year-olds were
dang.
like. Yeah. Uh, yes. Then weirdly, there's some ESP between these because he's while Peter's laughing maniacally, Ender is visioning him as Stilson, and he really wants to do it. And then Valentine says, "No, Ender." And then Peter's like, "Anytime, Ender." Like, what? What is happening?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know if it's like reading the facial expressions. We don't really get a good description of like the scenery here, but like whatever. Ender does try to hit him with like, see, there's blood on my shoe. It's not mine. And he's like, whatever.
Oh, he says, "Oh, Ender killed a caterpillar, and now he's going to kill me." Caterpillar,
Yes, yeah.
caterpillar. Obviously, he's mocking like a little baby. Uh, Maybe even something that Ender called them. You could imagine
Yeah,
that
who
being something
knows?
that
Yeah.
a phrase he used. But then he says, "There was no getting to him. Peter was a murderer at heart."
There you go.
Okay, Mom
Cool.
came
Yeah,
home.
mom's
Hi,
home,
Mom.
dad's home, right? Um,
Oh, this is where we get the wonderful compliment from the father.
yeah, bro, what
I,
the heck?
I,
Like,
Father came home and kept saying it was such a wonderful surprise. They had such fantastic children that the government told them to have 3, and now the government didn't want to take them after all. What? Why? Why do you say that?
yeah, it's very weird.
I,
Again, more on that in a minute. But like, so we got that weird. Ender's mad, and then we get this like,
and we figure out why he's called third.
yeah, because he's the
he was
third
the third kid.
child, right? I mean, we kind of assumed that already, right? But it does come basically
Still.
comes to light here. It gets more in detail later, in that you're only allowed to have 2 children, right? For reasons that are not explained. But then they got special permission to have a 3rd child. And that's weird because most people don't have a 3rd sibling or a 3rd child. And so it's like some sort of weird like social stigma to be like the extra kid in the family for some reason.
Yeah. And this is where the switch from now I'm doing an internal dialogue with Ender as well. It switched. It says, yeah, until Ender wanted to scream at him.
Yes.
I know I'm a third. I'm like, where did this
Yeah.
come from?
It's weird. It did that, yeah. And then they go to bed, and then Peter goes to the bathroom, I guess. And then when he comes back, he's like whispering. He whispers to him, "I'm sorry. I know how it feels. I'm sorry. I'm your brother. I love you." And we don't believe him at all.
Well, also, it ends with a long time later, Peter's even breathing said that he was asleep. Was he sleepwalking during this?
I don't think so. I think he got up and then like went to the bathroom. I think he's
okay.
just because he's a sociopath, right? He was just trying to be like, "Hey, I was joking. Remember, I was just joking. I was just kidding." Nah.
Anyway.
Nah. We got yes. So now chapter 3.
Graph.
What in the holy hand grenades is this chapter? Like, it's just so bizarre, right? Like, again, our overview talks about the sister is the real problem here. Boom.
Yes.
Right. But we do get kind of some payoff from what you talked about from the first chapter, right? He said, well, because we'll have to persuade him that he wants to come with us more than he wants to stay with her. How will we do that? I'll lie to him. And if that doesn't work, then I'll tell the truth. We're allowed to do that in emergencies.
I love that. Yes, it's perfect.
So, okay. Yeah, so Ender is worried about going to school today because after the thing that happened yesterday. So he's eating breakfast, thinking about having to go back and face Stilton and all these people, right? And the doorbell rings, right? Oh no. It's the International Fleet guy comes, right? That's weird. They think that's a bit strange, but Peter doesn't care. He's still just eating milk and cereal because that's what they eat in the far future. Still milk and cereal. Got him.
Of course.
Right? Like, and Ender's only thought is, ooh, maybe I don't have to go to school today.
Valentine, what is her name again? I don't know. His sister, when they're told that it's somebody from the military, she sends him a quick glance. And Peter is like, oh, yeah, no, of course they're here for him, not me, because I'm not better than him, obviously.
Yeah.
He failed.
Right. It's very dumb.
What the-
We get some terrible, inappropriate jokes here from Peter. We'll skip that. We're gonna get
It's fast
yeah,
over.
he does say like, "Oh, they found out what you did." We do get this like weird thing though, where he's like, "Oh, they must have found out what you did. Now you're gonna go to the belt," which I'm assuming is like some sort of jail thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is like the asteroid belt or something. I don't really know. He's like, "You can't. I'm a juvenile." And he's like, "You're a third. You don't have any rights, idiot." Like, okay. And so we find then Ender is summoned to talk with the guy who turns out to be this Graf fella, right? So he goes in there with, is it just dad or is it mom and dad? I don't remember.
Mom and dad are both
Mom and
going
dad
over
wasn't there. All right. Anyway, so we go in there to talk, and they want to talk about Stilton, right? And they're like,
Stilson.
why?
Not Stilson.
Whatever. Guy from school. Oh yeah, Stilson. Yeah, sure. Not Geronimo. So
That's what I was like.
my bad.
Or Stilton cheese.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So they're like, I want you to tell us about this. This is serious. And he's like, oh, I didn't think it was that serious. What are you doing here, fleet guy? It's a little bit of a weird step, but okay.
Yep.
And he's like, I need you to know why you did it. It's like, you won the fight. Blah blah blah. And he says, you took away my monitor. I had to take care of myself, didn't I?
Because they're coming after me.
Right. And then this is where he gives them what you talked about earlier. He's like, I had to not just win this fight, I had to win all the other fights. Yeah. Right. I had to win all the future fights too, because this isn't just going to be a one-time thing, right? They pick on me all the time, so I have to win every fight. So he had to win decisively, right? And then that's why he's like, okay, well, that's cool. Anyway, your final step of your testing is over. We want to know. And they're like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, we don't normally do that, but like, we were so curious. We just wanted to figure out why he did that to that kid. And that's a pretty cool answer. So like,
that's pretty bad.
We're going to take him. And they're like, what's
the kind of thinking we need?
Yeah.
And now his parents are like really upset by this. And I guess it's because they at each step, well, they had thought he was going to leave at each step. Like, the longer, finally they had taken off. So he had failed, quote unquote, like the other kids. And so now they were going to keep him, which is just a weird.
Yes. Yes.
Which we'll get to. I know.
And then now they're going to take him away again. Right. So they were like, we just thought that he was going to get to stay, and now you're going to rip him away from us. And then he's like, well, it turns out like at least they're like, he's only going to come if he wants to. Right. It is voluntary. Right. But the choice is his. Like, he's not just a machine. Right. But then Ender finds out that this is actually for like officer training, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, anybody can go and be like, so Peter can still go and be a volunteer and a soldier, but he's like, this is for officer training. And Ender's like, wait, what? He didn't know. He didn't really know that was what this was for, which is kind of weird, I guess. But so it's a battle school for what he says, future starship captains, commodores of flotillas, and admirals of the fleet. Yeah.
Yes.
And he was like, and the father, is like, hey, how many of the boys actually end up in command of ships?
Sure. Right. Yeah. How
yeah. And the dude's like, well, that's classified. But he's like, everybody that goes here will get to at least the rank of commissioned officer. Right. That's like the minimum of like commissioned officer. So it's like lieutenant, right? Like, and like modern military parlance, isn't that lieutenant and up? Because sergeants are still like NCOs, like non-commissioned officers, right? Anyway, but like up, I think is, I don't know about the Army, but like I think lieutenant and up. And so like, oh, so he's like, oh, okay, well, and he's like, how many make it? This is a weird sentence too. He's like, how many make it through the first year? All that want to.
Yeah.
What?
It's the I think what that tells, I don't know. I was trying to read into that of like, does that mean it is so grueling that only those who like
stick it
really
out?
are
I think if they have
stick it out?
stick-to-itiveness, Colin.
Yes, maybe.
Ah!
If they don't fall susceptible to insanity.
That's true. Oh no. Then they will do that, right? And so Ender is now torn, right? He's like, leave mom, dad, whatever, I don't care. But Valentine, I guess her name is.
Valentine, yeah. Oh, we're so fancy.
Yes. I keep wanting to say Valentina because I know people named Valentina. So like,
yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to leave her because he actually likes his sister. Nobody else.
Yes.
He's like, oh no, I have to leave Peter. Right. And so then he starts talking to Graf about stuff. And then we enter like a big lore dump page. And so like, this is weird. He's like, okay, well, here's what's up. If you come with me, you won't be back here for a long time. There are no vacations from battle school. No visitors. The full course of training lasts until you're 16 years old. So 10 years of battle school training for him.
Yep.
That's when you get your first leave, right? Under circumstances, you might be able to take a break for when you're 12, right? But he's like, people change in 6 years, in 10 years. Your sister Valentine will be a woman when you see her again. If you come with me. I don't like that sentence. Just
a little,
it's weird,
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just the way, like, that's the sentence. Your sister Valentine will be a woman when you see her again, comma, if you come with me. Like that. What is that? You'll be strangers. Okay, that's the important part here, right?
That's
like
better.
We didn't need that other sentence at all. That was weird. You'll be strangers. You'll still love her, but you won't know her. Okay. That's all we needed. We didn't need that other weird sentence. I don't like that.
Yes.
Right. You see, I'm not pretending it's easy. So I'm assuming that one of these people talking, at least in the earlier beginning of chapter Mysterious, was one of them was this guy. Right.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know if it will always be him, but potentially in at least one of them it wasn't. And then he says mom and daddy. Like, what? Why would you say it that way? I know you, Ender. I've been monitoring you a lot. I know that. And then, holy cow, what the heck?
I don't.
This part is messed up, right? Where he's like, he was like, well, mom and dad miss me. And he's like, no.
No.
He's like, you need to understand. Here's the backstory about your family that you don't know. Your dad is a Polish Catholic, the 7th of 9 children.
Could you imagine the horrors?
Yeah. Oh no. The horror that when you're 6 years old, revealing that your father was a Polish Catholic. What the heck? Like
even worse, your brother was a Mormon.
Right? Yo, this is messed up. Okay, so your father was a Polish Catholic. It's the 7th of 9 children. 9 children. That's criminal, right? Because nowadays that's illegal. Only 2 you're allowed, right?
Tisk.
Now,
yes.
Well, yes, people do strange things for religion, right? You know the sanctions, Ender. They were not as harsh then, but still not easy. Only the first 2 children had a free education. Taxes steadily rose with each new child. Your father turned 16. And I need you to understand, I think the signs were clear early that Mr. Card was like turning into like a Republican, right? You see how this works?
Yes.
He changed his name, renounced his religion, and vowed to never have more than the allotted 2 children. He meant it. The shame and persecution he went through as a child, he vowed no child of his would go through it. Do you understand? So he didn't want me? Well, no, he wants. No one wants us.
So weird.
Like, jeez.
Oh.
Right? And then right? Yes, and then your mother, she was a Mormon. But in fact, their feelings are still ambiguous, right? Also, did you know that Orson Scott Card is a Mormon, by the way? There's a fun fact.
Hey, did
right.
not know that.
If you didn't know, here's where it becomes painfully obvious, right? Right? The degree to which your mother refuses to admit to anyone that she was born in Utah, least they suspect, right? Your father denies his Polish ancestry, since Poland is still a non-compliant nation and under international sanctions because of it. So,
Polacks.
Yeah. So you see, having a third, even under the government's direct instructions, undoes everything they've been trying to do. Like, what? I'm sorry.
First off,
what?
I haven't heard this amount of talk about Polish or than when Mamie would tell her jokes about it.
I know it's so weird. Like, right again. Here's this again. Your father. I don't know if you know this, Orson, or not Orson, but Ender. But you were baptized as soon as you could. Your mother objected, of course, but that's because she's Mormon and they don't believe in baptizing.
Only after you're dead.
Yeah, and they baptize other people after you're dead. That's not weird at all. They hadn't really given up their religion. They took you to see you as their badge of pride because they were able to circumvent the law and have a third. Like, bro, what is this?
So what we get here,
like, you're a badge of public shame, but also at the exact same time a badge of honor for your parents
that they feel burdened by.
Yeah, that's weird, right? And then the reason that your parents had a third is we monitored your brother and sister, right? Your brother is too crazy, right? He is insane. Yes. Your sister is too nice. So we thought maybe you would be in the middle, the perfect candidate. Bro.
Oh, great.
No. Hey, what do you think Orson Scott Card believes in, nature or nurture? What do you think, Collin? What do you have a guess?
Oh,
take a guess.
It's so hard to pin down. I have no idea.
Yo. Oh.
What?
Right. And so, like, we discovered that the only person that loves Ender is his sister. Right.
Yep.
Boom. So that part right there was just the weirdest thing I think I've ever read. Like, what is that? What is this? Like, what?
Yeah. I try again. This is I'm trying to figure out what is the right way to interpret what is happening here.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know. Also, would it be interesting for you to know that Orson Scott Card has 2 children?
The perfect number, obviously. Oh my gosh.
So then we just completely go back to hey, so tell me about Battle School. And he just sort of describes what's happening. There's stuff and oh, snap, crackle, pop. Wait, we're not done with the stereotyping. Right. So we talk about this. We talk about there's war games and there's soldier. Everybody's a soldier and the older kids will be the officers. And then, you train each other. This is very Spartan agoge, right? What he's describing here is Spartan-y kind of a little bit, right? So and he says, of course, with your mind and as a third to boot, you won't have a particularly normal childhood anyway, right? And he says, are they all boys? He's like, there's a few girls. They don't often pass the test to get in. Too many centuries of evolution are working against them. What? Bro!
Get it?
Yo!
They're girls, so they're dumb, obviously.
Oh my
Their brains are too small. They have little heads. Look, get out your calipers. Brandon, if you get out your calipers,
phrenology,
you can
no,
measure.
No.
It's so
Holy!
simple.
I read that sentence. I was like, bro, what is this?
Did you read that aloud to Susan? Did
No,
you
but
walk
I
over
probably need
and say,
to.
honey,
None of them will be
happened?
like Valentine anyway. There'll be brothers there. But there'll be brothers there, Ender. We're all brothers under
Brothers.
the banner of the international fleet. Girls just aren't cut out for war. Imagine having girls in the military. Crazy.
We've got a cool sign. It says "Boys rule
Girls
and girls
yeah.
drool," and
No girls allowed,
allowed.
right? That's what's on our
Yeah,
clubhouse at the
so,
International
it's gonna be so much fun.
Space Station.
Come on, man.
Oh my
Great.
gosh. I really hope that we're going to, right? And I'm afraid we're going to meet a female character in this book, and they're just gonna be the worst, right? Like it's gonna I can't imagine how this man is gonna describe a female military personnel. Oh my days. I don't this is awful. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
I'm getting very strong Warhammer 40K
Yeah,
vibes
right.
from this
Like we're gonna fail the special test for sure. But like we're gonna
special.
but like
Oh.
so we're yes, that's that sentence. I was just like, oh my gosh, man, what the heck? With the weird comment about his sister earlier, and then like, there's too many centuries of evolution against women. Like, I don't even know, like, what in the world's going on around here. Anyway,
Ender decides to go.
he does. He's like, all right, you're right. Life here will be sucky, and I won't like it. And boom. Oh, we do get you do get a brief description of who this Mazer Rackham person is, right?
Oh, apparently
He's
it was a Picard, basically.
Yeah, right. Like
not Picard. Sorry.
like he's the cat. He was like the
okay.
captain of something, right? Of the fleet. Well, this is where it talks about how long ago this was, and I was trying to find
80 years.
Okay,
like 80 years.
So it was 80 years ago, right? We don't have him now, Ender. We've scraped together everything mankind could produce. A fleet that makes the one they sent against us last time seem like a bunch of kids playing in a swimming pool. We have some new weapons too, but it might not be enough, even so, because in the 80 years since the last war, there it is, they've had as much time to prepare as we have. We need to be the best we can be, and we need them fast, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we need the best we can get, and we need them fast. Okay, that makes more sense. Maybe you're not going to work out for us. Maybe you are. Maybe they'll break you down under pressure, and maybe they'll ruin your life. Maybe you'll hate me for coming here for your house today. But if there's a chance because you're with the fleet, mankind might survive, and the buggers might have to leave us alone forever, then I'm going to ask you to do it, to come with me. So we have a chosen one, right?
Yes, like that big time.
That's what we have here. We have a chosen one story. Okay, so Ender is the chosen one? Question mark? I don't know.
Something.
Yeah,
we don't know.
So that's yes. He decides to go. Right. He's not happy. He's sad about leaving his sister. Like again, he's like, Mom, meh, Dad, meh. Peter, get me out of here. But Valentine.
Yeah.
No. Right? To leave everything here and to go to a place that was very hard with no Valentine, no Mom and Dad. But screw Peter, because Peter sucks.
Obviously.
Yeah. So yeah. We get some loose allusions to alleged things that happened, the scathing of China, the Battle of the Belt. Boom. But
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he decides to go.
He does. Yeah. Crying. They're gonna write to you, kill some buggers for me.
Yeah.
And as he got into the car, they waited silently in the corridor. He heard Valentine's anguished cry, "Come back to me. I love you forever."
Yes. Dun dun dun.
Into chapter 4. So how are those? Those are things that happen.
Those were some of the chapters of all time, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's a rough start, I will say. it was at least relatively easy to read. I did read it in like 5 seconds, so that is nice. But like,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm going to need more of this book to see what's happening. These first 3 chapters were not particularly interesting.
No.
Right? I don't know. Right. So I don't know. Well, I'll save that comment for later. But like, yeah, we'll see. I am at least interested to know how Battle School goes. I guess we'll see how that goes. We'll see what happens here. But those were some weird chapters. Our introduction to the world here is very odd, indeed.
Very disorienting.
It is very disorienting because we don't have like a when we are, right? Like maybe that's being like intentionally left vague.
Yes.
We just know that it is in the future, you know.
Future.
I'm not even really sure where we are, right? I mean, I'm assuming we're on Earth, but like, where on Earth are we located? I'm gonna assume the United States because we talk about Utah and stuff, but like, I don't really know, right? We have no like placement. We're just on Earth somewhere. Probably. That's all we got. I got nothing. And again, I don't mind like not always knowing what's happening because like I said, I have read some books before that are like, oh, we'll just have chapters and chapters and chapters of exposition. No, I don't need that in my life, right? But like, I feel like the way that this is handled slightly at the beginning is it is kind of just like, what is going on? And it's not even that the character doesn't know what's going on because Ender firmly knows his place in the world, right? So it's not like a character thing where it's like you're not like with the character trying to understand what's going on. I'm imagining that will be happening in the next chapter because we're going to a new location we've never been to before. So we may get some more background information in the next chapters.
I feel like
just because Ender will be fish out of water there, you know, and so we might get more explanations about things. So we'll see. What did you think about the first 3 chapters?
Yeah, really disorienting, and also very brisk as far as what we're like. We are moving through this. It's been a day, I think, literally, where we from when we started to when we're here. So that's a fast pace.
True.
Of I did not appreciate Graf's exposition dump. I was a little like, okay, that's I don't need to know all of.
Well, it's just weird,
motivations,
right? It's just weird
behind this. That was very out of place. That would have been on my editing floor there. But other than that, it's a bad world. Not a place you'd really want to live. So we're doing some science fiction-y dystopian things. It's great. Loving that. And we have a chosen one before us. So I think that's a lot of different aspects, still different elements.
That is true.
Coming together. So I'm excited to see where we go in number 4.
All right. And 5. And 6.
Beyond.
I think it's important for you to know, Collin, that I'm using a Buzz Lightyear bookmark for my book right now. And so
Perfect.
I thought that was thematically appropriate.
Yes.
And
beyond. 2, 3
And I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, I'm using this right now.
I have a reason to. Oh, goodness.
There you go. Boom.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have haiku for you, Collin. The close I remembered. Finally. Okay, there you go. Earlier today, I was like, oh, crap. Okay. So here we go. Unfamiliar space. Choices swirling on the page. Kitchen springs to life. There we go.
I like that. Yes. There we go.
Boom.
Boom and a half.
Deal.
remember how to spell unfamiliar,
fine.
but I got it
Okay,
now. Haha.
Let's spell check. Do the heavy
Very
lifting.
good.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, trying here. I'm gonna go take a nap now. Oh goodness. Well, we will continue this and do this again
All
soon.
right.
Awesome. Okay.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.